Welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be talking about TicTacToe that bridges the future with the past. This TicTacToe demo was created a few years back for Maker Faire. And it features Gadgeteer. And the way we created this TicTacToe, we have LED strips. So you can see the X's in the middle and you see the O's around. We actually, I couldn't figure out a way to create a nice circle over here. And I used a plastic cup and I just cut the rim off. And I got a right angle LEDs. So these LEDs are, even though they are wrapping around, they are still facing the front. And these are just regular LEDs, so they are facing the front as well. So we have an O and an X, and then we added a button that you can use to start playing a game. So I chose an X over here. We have an O. Let me play like over here, for example. We get an O. If I don't play this, I will lose. So I will not, just to make sure this actually does play proper. And it does. So that's pretty sweet, but how do you wire these LEDs to a microcontroller? So over there we have a Gadgeteer mainboard, and then the Gadgeteer mainboard, the outputs, as you might know, are not capable of driving LEDs. We have these modules are called load modules, and they're used to handle load. So there's like a load of current or power that needs to be handled. The main processor will only indicate which of these signals. If you look at those green up here, the terminal blocks where the wires are screwed in. So they're selected there, and then the processor just controls the one of these components. These are called transistors, controlling the transistor that in turn controlling the LEDs on here. And then the buttons are also wired to an input. Let me quickly show you the back of the circuit. So, fun. I love it. So you look at this and it looks pretty scary, and it was actually pretty fun to build. So just the usual GPIO. There's actually really, the wiring is complicated because there's so much wiring. You have like 9 X's and 9 O's and 9 buttons. But beside that, it's just GPIOs, an output pin and input pin. It's pretty straightforward. And then there's a buzzer behind over here. You can't see it. And we added a screen to keep track of the score. So how does this bridge the past to the future? Now, over the years, we have sold tons of Gadgeteer gear that you may already have some or you may not. And last year, we had some great sale, and some of you got tons and tons of Gadgeteer modules that you get dirt cheap. So how can you use these today and still enjoy the future? Now, by saying the future, I mean you're using the latest Visual Studio, you're using the latest technology. Well, that's pretty easy. Thanks to TinyCLR that's being worked on now, it's already exists today for G80, and that's what we use. This is the public version. You really don't need any special edition to make this with TinyCLR. TinyCLR is an operating system. It's basically based on NMF. Today is mostly NMF, but that's changing slowly, and hopefully in the near future it will be far from NMF. It will be much better, and that will happen in baby steps, but we are surely heading there. So the processor in here running TinyCLR, which is an improved version of NMF, which is a way of running a modern language on an embedded device. So with TinyCLR being on here, I'm using C# to program this using Visual Studio. And I'm using the latest Visual Studio that is not even out yet. I'm using the pre-release of Visual Studio, and that's what we're focusing on. So I invite you to check out TinyCLR. We had few posts here and there about TinyCLR. We have another preview coming soon that's going to also add some pretty exciting things to the core of TinyCLR. We're still at the bases at this point, still making sure we have solid base to build on that and give you the best modern operating system you could hope for. So anyway, back to the TicTacToe project. It's a very old demo that we've had for a long time, just like your whatever robots or whatever things you have built, or if you have a commercial product that was built with Gadgeteer, you can today download CLR and try it out, just like we did here. The only thing is you have to pick a processor that TinyCLR supports today. So for example, G30, G80 is already supported. I have heard rumors that G120 will be out very soon. So that's also will be another option available. I'm not sure what the other plans are for TinyCLR and it's supporting when or if the other products will be supported, but that to be covered in a separate topic. I just wanted to show you how you can still use your Gadgeteer in your future designs and while still enjoying the latest Visual Studio and latest software technologies coming from GHI.